Hello, hello, hello. Hey, hey, y'all. Happy Monday. Good evening. I am coming to you live. I wanted to just, get on and kind of just share some updates and thoughts and all that good stuff. So come on in, come on in. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Um, and you'll kind of see me looking, back and forth because I am live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I didn't want to do this particular live more than once, and even though StreamYard lets you add IG, it's kind of hard to save it. So I wanted to do IG on its own. So happy Monday. Good evening, everyone. My name is Aisha. For those who don't know me, Aisha, founder and CEO of the Sisters in Business Expo, owner of the Sister Shop, and I am super, super grateful to be able to greet you all tonight. I hope you have had a wonderful Monday and that your week is going well. Hey, boo. Hey, Black Box Franchising. You don't got to DM me, girl. You could text me or call me because we real friends in real life. Hey, Naya Beauty. Hello, hello, hello. So, um, just by way of kind of update, many of you may have already seen the post today that that we shared. If you're on our mailing list, you got it first, um, which was the announcement of our Save the Sister Shop campaign, and I will tell you a little bit more about that. And so that was announced not via live stream in a recorded video because I just knew my emotions wouldn't let me get through a live video with the initial announcement. So I did record it, and we prepared to post it this morning, and we did, and we shared it with our email list and our team. And so um, I hope you all have had a chance to watch the video. If you haven't, check it out. But I'll tell you a little bit more about it. But I didn't want to just, send or share a video. I did want to, come live and talk to you all. But I would be lying if I said it wasn't easy because this is a very challenging part of entrepreneurship. So I'm going to probably keep this live brief because, again, I don't know if emotionally I'll be able to get through it. And I don't like to be crying on Beyonce's internet. So, nevertheless, here we are. And I honestly, at some points of this, I probably will sound like I'm rambling because that's just the state that I'm in right now. I don't really know what to say or how to say some very difficult things. So, today, this morning, we shared and announced the launch of our Save the Sister Shop campaign. And essentially, what we shared is that we are in jeopardy of having to close the Sister Shop. And for those of you who may be new and don't know what the Sister Shop is, the Sister Shop is our retail and e-commerce component of the Sisters in Business Expo brand, where we feature over 100 Black women-owned brands from around the country. We have two components to that. We have a brick and mortar retail store in Atlanta at Atlantic Station. And then we have our e-commerce site, which we like to consider the Amazon of Black women-owned brands. And we have been in this arena of retail since 2021. We opened our first store in Elizabeth, New Jersey in April of 2021. And just this past April, we did close that location. Primarily because the owners of the mall wanted to triple our rent. And if you didn't catch that story, go back down the timeline to April. You'll get that update. And that was a difficult, experience, very difficult experience as well, because that was our first baby, and it was a tough decision, but it was necessary because who's paying triple rent? Like, you wouldn't even pay triple rent for where you live. And then just because we were losing a part of something that was so dear to us. So, we made it through that very challenging time. But at the same time, we've been trying to stay afloat with our Atlanta location. If you've never been to the sister shop at Atlantic Station, you have no idea what you're missing. It truly is a sanctuary of sisterhood. It is the most beautiful store I've ever seen. And the experience is unlike any other because we literally have created this space that so beautifully celebrates Black women, Black culture, Black business, and has allowed us to serve and host so many sisters in business in various capacities, whether their products are sold in our store, or they've joined us as a weekend pop-up vendor, or they've hosted events there, or just our community of supporters and shoppers who come to the store and are just so supportive and overwhelmed by the experience, and so eager to go back home and tell everybody all about it. Like, all of these are the types of experiences that happen in that space. The same was true for our New Jersey location. And but with all that being said, retail is not easy, and it is a challenge, and we have been trying to stay afloat and stay open, for the last several months, even close to the last year. And it has not been easy. And we are at the point now where we've pretty much done all that we can within our means, to try and stay open, and have decided to make one last attempt to get us over this hump, and position ourselves to be able to be sustainable. Um, this was not an easy, decision, even to, go public with what we were going through, because no one wants to share their failures, right? And of course, I'm sure someone will say, "Oh, it's not a failure," and I get it, but it still feels that way, right? Um, and no one wants to, social media, is all about the wins and the successes, and you know even though you try to be as transparent as you can, no one wants to really talk about or share the difficult part of entrepreneurship, which is so many things. So many parts of entrepreneurship are difficult. So, you know but I say all that to say that, the mission behind this brand, um, is greater than my pride. And so, um, you know, I am and have been willing to put my pride aside in order to try and save this part of our business. Um, and so we have asked for your support, for the support of our community, of our audience, of our sisters and brothers who've been riding with us, whether it's been since day one in 2018 when we held our first expo, or if you just met us yesterday, like a sister who commented earlier and said, "I just came to your store." Wherever you fall in, we are asking for your support. Um, to help us meet some immediate financial obligations that we need to meet so that we can stay open. What you should know is that we have done a lot of uh, analysis of our business and our business model, and have identified some areas where we can make some changes that will better position us to be sustainable. So we're excited about that, and we'll be announcing some of those changes soon, particularly to the vendors and sisters who are already a part of the store, but then publicly. Um, but before we can do that, we have to meet these obligations, and we have to get through this particular hump. So um, we are humbly asking for your support, and it's not easy. It's certainly not. I think The hardest part, or the saddest part, about making the announcement today about this campaign was all of the comments and the DMs and text messages that I received from others who are going through the same thing. Um, many of our sisters who also have brick and mortar, and then even those who do not, who are trying to decide and figure out how they're going to stay open or how they're going to stay in business. And that breaks my heart. There's a saying that says misery loves company, but that's not the case for this. I don't want to be um, one of many who are struggling. I don't want to see my sister struggle. That's why we created this whole brand, right? To provide a platform for our sisters to grow and scale their businesses and be successful in their businesses. And so when I hear that other sisters are having these same challenges, it breaks my heart even further. And so we we know we're not alone in this, um, but it's still tough to see that so many of us are struggling. And I think that speaks to a larger a larger issue, um, about this economy, but then just also about how we spend and how we support. Um, and what what you should know is that this was not a first resort, this was a last resort. So we certainly have done all that we could possibly think of, in terms of being able to turn things around, right? So different varied marketing efforts, right? Both paid and organic, um, influencers and partners and sponsors, and so many of the resources that we once had access to have dried up or are no longer giving like they once were, right? So we have a lot of, I would say a lot, but we have a few corporate partners and sponsors, and there's some corporate partners and sponsors where we used to get, let's just throw out a number, we used to get 100K from, for example, and now they want to give you 5K or $1,000. Um, and those things affect your bottom line. What you also should know is that um, the legislation that recently happened, around the Fearless Fund, and um, conservatives, trying to stop funding for Black-owned businesses or women-owned businesses, did not just affect the Fearless Fund. Other corporations and entities that previously would give to us are now pulling back, or are now being hesitant, are now requiring, that we change our language, or just saying they can no longer fund because they don't want to be hit with a lawsuit like that. So there's so many layers to this, so many levels to this. But what I think ultimately it comes down to is that um, no one is going to save us. We have to save ourselves. And by we, I mean us as a people. And this is something that my mentor shares all the time. And he even advised me, in this process. But he says all the time, no one's coming to save us. We have to be able to save ourselves. And so we tried internally to save ourselves as much as we could. Um, but now we are kind of extending that that process to our community, who has been riding with us since day one. So the campaign, I'll tell you a little bit more about the campaign. We have an aggressive goal to raise 50K in 30 days. And to be honest with you, we probably really need double that, but that will at least help us to be able to get through this current need, this current financial need, these current financial obligations that we must take care of in order to be able to stay open, and then position us to be able to make the changes to our funding and our business model that will help us to be more sustainable, even in slow seasons. And that's a part of business too, right? Everybody talks about pivoting and knowing when to pivot, and so that is essentially a pivot for us. Um, we when we started this in 2021, we had no idea what we were doing. Right? We were just figuring it out as we went along, and I think we did a great job of that. But now that we have seen how the structure works, what doesn't, now we see what changes we need to make in order to be able to be sustainable and scalable. And so we don't have any regrets, but it's also not wise to not make the necessary changes to keep you open and then to go to the next level. And so we'll be pre- prepared to make those changes, but we must meet these financial obligations. And so we have put together this campaign. Y'all know that we are, in addition to providing this platform for sisters in business, and we have served um, probably close to 500 brands since we opened our doors in 2021, whether through um, consignment, weekend, events, pop, whatever, our specialty markets. Like, we have really, really been doing good work. And I have to keep telling myself that so that I don't get so sad. But um, oh, I lost my train of thought. We, what was I saying? Can anybody tell me what I was saying? God. Okay, so we served close to 500 brands. We're preparing ourselves to shift. Okay, I got it. I'm telling you about the campaign. So, in addition to featuring and supporting and empowering other brands, we also have our own brand, right? We have our own branded merch. And I started to change my shirt for this live. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to just keep this camo on because I'm at war. I'm in a war. um, Thank you. Thank you for helping me get back on track. So, um, part of the campaign is to purchase one of our campaign shirts. So we have 3 designs. And if you tap the link in our bio, if you're watching from IG, you'll see the designs on Facebook and YouTube. The link is in the caption. But if you go to our campaign site, you will see the 3 designs. So we have a brand new design, which I'm super excited about. And it simply says, let me read it to you exactly what it says. It says, support, refer, encourage, fund, and pray for sisters in business. And so that design is a part of the campaign. And then we also have our trademark slogan, when my sister wins, we all win. Because when you support this campaign, you're not just supporting sisters in business. You are supporting all of that we support and that we empower and equip to do good business. So there's that shirt, and then the third one is one of our designs, which says, "My sister is my business," because we always say it is our business to keep our sisters in business, nobody else's. And so um, those 3 shirts are part of this campaign. And if you purchase one of any of those shirts, all of those funds will go to helping us to stay afloat and to get through these financial obligations over the next 30 days. Um, and then the other option, if you want to do an additional, or you don't want to purchase a shirt, or you want to make a larger donation or a smaller donation, is there is a donation option through our nonprofit entity, and it's tax deductible. So if you go to the link, which is in our bio on IG, or in the comments on Facebook or YouTube, you will see the link. You will see more about the campaign, and you will see the options to either purchase or to make a donation. We will be sharing updates every couple of days on where we are in terms of the fundraising. So I will share an update as early as tomorrow on what we've done in 24 hours. And I can tell you right now, it's not a whole lot, but it's some, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Many people have shared it. Many people have shared, and I appreciate that. That is very helpful too. Um, and many of you have tagged people, and I appreciate you tagging celebrities. But like I said, we are the ones who can save ourselves. Um, and I'm my faith is strong. My faith is strong, even in um, the most challenging days when I'm not sure how we're going to make it through the week. My faith is strong. And so I am hopeful and grateful. I'm hopeful, but I'm also grateful to God for what He's allowed us to accomplish even thus far, and looking forward to what we can do together. So that's it. As you can see, my voice is starting to quiver, so I'm gonna change the subject. But um, if you are able, and if you have been in any way blessed or touched by this brand, then we would appreciate your support. No donation is too small, so literally between our three platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of those things, LinkedIn, we have about 50,000, I'm sure, if not more, followers. And I know the algorithm is not the best and everybody ain't gonna see it, but literally, if everybody gave $1, we'll be good. Um, but I know that's not necessarily gonna work that way. So that's why we do appreciate those of you who share it with your audiences, and who are willing to lend your support in whatever capacity. I know folks are struggling. I know times are hard for a lot of people, and so I never ever want to be a burden to anyone. So whatever you can do, we're grateful for. And I will, as I mentioned, I will share updates. Thank you to those of you who have already purchased, who've already donated, and who've already shared. It means so much. And we're just gonna keep going and seeing what God has in store for us. And um, please keep us in your prayers. Keep us in your prayers. Um, some people probably would just say, "Oh, well, why don't you just close?" um, and I understand why folks would say that. I'm not necessarily opposed to that when God tells me to, but He hasn't given me that instruction yet, and so that is how we got to this place. If it does come to that point, and if that is what God has for us, then I trust His will. But I don't feel that yet. I really believe that God did not bring us this far to bring us this far. I really believe that if and when the time comes for us to close, that it will be under different circumstances, and not because we couldn't stay open, but maybe because we had something else we were working on, or found a better opportunity, or whatever the case might be. And so I'm really, really, this is really a faith walk. Anybody who has been in business for real knows that this is not easy, in any capacity. And that is why we created this space, so that we could be that support and that resource to our sisters. And we're still doing that. So please don't think that because we're having a hard time, we ain't still helping our sisters. We are. Our inner circle is still happening. We're still teaching and training, and still, trying our best to still be that platform that created. We still have some incredible events coming up, which I wish you all would go ahead and buy y'all tickets for. And I'll tell you about those in a minute. But we're still pressing forward, and as hard as this is, as hard as some nights and days are, as the leader, because as the leader, you don't want to feel like you're failing your people. And so, as hard as it is for me, every morning I wake up and ask God for um, a fresh anointing, a fresh wind, a fresh perspective, because I believe new days come with new blessings and new opportunities. And we have gotten more no's than you can imagine. But really, honestly, all you need is a few good yeses. And so um, I'm grateful for the little glimpses of hope that I've been able to get, even in these past 12 hours since we made this announcement earlier today, or how many hours it's been. Okay, I'm rambling. The link is in the bio. The link is in the chat, in the comments. If you can support, I will be so grateful. Um, so that we can stay in business, so that we can keep our sisters in business who are part of our platform. Because again, supporting us is not just supporting one business. When you give to this campaign, when you shop with us, you are supporting over 100 Black women owned businesses. Um, and so, if you're able to do that, I'm grateful. And we'll just keep you updated and keep you and let you know how things are going. Prayerfully, we can meet this need, meet this goal, and move on, and continue with our kind of restructuring of some things, and we'll keep you posted on that. But we want to continue being that light on that corner in Atlantic Station, because I really believe that God placed us there and that we are doing some really, really great work. So that's that. All right, let's take a deep breath. All right. Um, in terms of some other updates, some more exciting things to share. So we have our Mamapreneur Brunch and Awards quickly approaching, and it is on July 13th from 12 to 4 at the 12 Midtown in Atlantic Station. This is our third year. It is always an incredible experience celebrating and elevating motherhood and entrepreneurship, and you don't want to miss it. Okay, but this is what I need y'all to do. I need y'all to get your tickets. Okay, because we have to give a final count to the venue very, very soon, and this is a catered event, so it's not just you cannot purchase tickets at the door. You cannot just show up, and everybody's like, yeah, I'm getting my ticket, then get your ticket. So that we can be prepared for you and have enough chicken and waffles for you. Okay, I'll see this before right here. Anyway, so please, the link is in the bio for that as well. Get your tickets for the Mamapreneur Brunch. We are also going to be announcing, if not later today, then in the morning, the finalists for our Mamapreneur of the Year. We received all of your hundreds of nominations, and the finalists have been selected for Mamapreneur of the Year, and you all will have the opportunity to vote on Mamapreneur of the Year. So look out for that very, very soon. Um, and then we also have our honorees, our Mamapreneur panel, and our keynote speaker, Six Figure Spot Chick. Y'all know what a huge blessing she is and impact she is to women in business. And she's going to be talking about her experience building this incredible empire that she has while also being a mom. It's going to be a beautiful day. We're wearing shades of melanin. Okay. I hope y'all got your outfits ready. But you want to be there. It's going to be a beautiful Saturday afternoon, and parking is free for the first 2 hours. It's right across from the sister shop. We'll be able to come over there, shop, hang out. It's just going to be a good day. And we have some great vendors that are going to be there. If you want to be a vendor, I think we have maybe just a couple of vendor spaces left. But definitely, if you want to get a table, so if you want to get a table, by getting a table, that makes you a sponsor, and then you can also give those tickets to your clients, to your family, your friends, the other mompreneurs in your network, your sister girlfriends, your business besties, whatever. That option is also available. So please, 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 go ahead and handle that for us, so that we can have you accounted for on July 13th from 12 to 4. All right. Then on September 7th is our Southeast Expo and Pitch Competition, and that is happening in Decatur, where it's greater. And we will have over 75 vendors, speakers, panelists, experts. Jessica Judy Dupart will be back with us, the founder and CEO of Kaleidoscope. She was with us in Newark in April, and y'all, she was so dope. She shared so much knowledge, so much insight, was so warm and welcoming, supported our vendors. Like, she was just amazing. And so we're doing that again, but we're bringing it to the ATL Shouting. So get your tickets for that as well. Put in your vendor application for that as well. We do have a summer special vendor rate on the Southeast Expo, and that ends on June 30th, y'all, which is in just a few days. So if you want to take advantage of that, I think it's like 30% off the vendor fee for the Southeast Expo, then you have to get your application and your payment in by June 30th. We do have Afterpay available, so you don't have to pay it all at once. Listen, y'all, I have to pay everything. Okay. Ask my family and friends, everything. Even if I got the money, I'm after paying it. Okay. Why not? So you can have to pay your vendor fee. You can have to pay your vendor fee for the Mamapreneur Brunch as well. But go ahead and secure your spot, because y'all always come the day before or after. So like, oh my God, I didn't know. It's too late. Okay, so go ahead and take advantage of that now. That's September 7th. And then we'll be announcing some other things that are coming up, but we wanted to just make sure you had those updates as well. So thank you all again for even the support we've received just from today, for making the announcement about our campaign. But it is serious. It's serious. It's not a joke. This is not us just trying to get a little help. It's serious. We really need your help. And as hard as it was to publicly share that we need help, um, we've been blessed and grateful for the support we've received even thus far. So if you don't mind sharing it, but most of all, if you don't mind making a purchase or making a donation, the shirts are really dope. You'll be super cute, and you'll be able to, rep your support of sisters in business. And you'll see what those shirts are by you clicking on the link. The link is in our bio, y'all. The link is in the comments on Facebook and YouTube, y'all. And you're gonna love them. Our team has already shipped out a couple today. We're gonna be getting them out as soon as possible to you. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I will leave with you what I always say at the end of every live, which I have had to apply to myself even more these last few months, which is there is nothing that can happen to you that you and God cannot handle. So put it in His capable hands and watch Him work it out. And I will see you all very soon. Have a good night. Bye.